What's up, YouTube? Blaze here, and I'm back with another reaction video. Okay, so today's video is going to be me a breakdown of kind of the most recent and popular AI video Against the Tide, originally created by PhantomGB. And basically, the video we're getting into is basically an entire breakdown of all the characters, everything he's used and everything he's paid, what he used for the AI, what AI program he used. So yeah, one of his inspiration was pretty much based on the video "Put Him in the Box" that was originally created by Leaflet I recently down that I reacted to a few months ago, a couple months ago. So yeah, I'd love to see where this goes. If you guys are ready, I know I am. Let's go.
As you guys know, this is the music video I released recently that kind of blew everything up. So I'm going to go through, play it, and then I'm going to stop and kind of talk about some stuff on it. By the way, as far as the song goes, Phantom, glad to hear your channel is blowing up. Would love to hear your YouTube channel. Okay, well, stick around because that's what we're going to do. You're going to learn a lot about some of the creators I like. And you'll hear me, you know what, and since you're here, nobody, and I know you're probably not familiar with a lot of it, I will explain kind of where the inspiration came from and what the references are in the video. So, I will say this. I have this obsession with storms. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but it's like it's got to have a storm, right? There's got to be
Okay.
this storm brewing. So the whole idea of this started when we were in the Discord, and I was like, you know, it'd be funny because Leaflet made a video, as a lot of you know, called "Put Them in the Box," where it had a lot of the same creators. I'm like, wouldn't it be funny to put them in like an end game, like an Adventures Endgame scenario?
Yeah. Also, the opening guitar riff, it sort of reminds me of Bloody Power and Fame, the song that was pretty much used with the Netflix OVA version of Bastard Heavy Metal Dark Fantasy, which is really cool.
Hey there, Phantom. I found your channel from Leaflet watching your video. Oh, hey, welcome to the channel. Yeah, you know, it's crazy because I've been such a small channel for a long time, and this kind of blew everything up. And by the way, Leaflet is a huge inspiration for me. I will add so. And so, yeah, you made it just in time. If you're, I'm going through my video and I'm talking about my thought process and kind of what went right, what went wrong, why I chose to do what I did. So you kind of caught me on time for that. So anyway, the joke started on the Discord. Yeah, the Avengers Endgame joke. An
Okay.
Avengers Endgame video would be awesome. Yeah, and that's kind of what I do here, nobody. That's kind of what the whole thing was. And I remember I was talking to Gabe right there in chat, and he's like, "You should do it." He's like, "Do it." He even posted the whole Star Wars meme of the Emperor going, "Do it." So I'm like, "All right." So I've never done one of these before. I know I've watched a lot of other people do these. And I'm like, you know what? This sounds like fun. I just want to do this. I made it for me and I made it for the little community that I had, putting in a lot of the funny references and jokes in there. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. It will be great. I was up until midnight working on this and I posted it at midnight. So, anyway, I'm going to kind of go through and show you guys. By the way, I keep getting sidetracked. The song in the video. So I have a whole archive, by the way, saved. I have a little server here in my house. I have a whole archive. I play guitar, electric guitar, and I have a
Cool.
whole archive of like little riffs and stuff that I've played on my guitar. I'm really huge into rock and metal, in case you guys couldn't tell. And so
Yeah, because that guitar riff sounded straight up metal. I'm not even kidding.
I did go into Suno and I put those
Okay,
riffs in
Suno
there
AI.
as a reference. And then I said, okay, can you add the vocals that I made? Like I took the lyrics and I posted those on there too. And I said, make a song using these guitar references that I uploaded, add some drums and stuff, just make it cool and epic sounding. And that's what it gave me. So some of that is my guitar playing, but it's whatever the AI decided to add to it. Um, you made it for you and the existence of the community growing like crazy. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. It's been surreal to say the least, but I've been enjoying it. Nobody. Reavengers in Star Wars, there's lots of hidden messages that crosses over to your other Trifold Paranormal channel. I won't go over it here though, but maybe save it for the other channel. Yeah, yeah. So because I kind of like over here it's all about nerdy stuff, but definitely bring it up over on the Trifold Paranormal channel. By the way, if you guys are curious what I'm talking about there, I do have a podcast I do with my friends on Sunday, every Sunday, and we just talk about paranormal stuff like uh ghost we react to ghost videos, and because we're really heavy into the paranormal and stuff like that, and so we talk about that on Sundays. It's like a little side thing that I'm interested in. I'm very fascinated by it, so in case you guys were wondering what that's all about. All right, so let's play this. So I really really wanted to start with the city. This came out perfect for me because I'm like, okay, I wanted it to start off with a city, right? And then just
Okay.
that looming storm coming in, like something bad is about to happen,
Yeah.
right? So you see it right there, and like at first I was gonna do another make on that, but I'm like, no, that's just too good. So you see the lightning strike here. On the next scene, I was gonna try to maybe have it to where the bad guys, as we all know them as, maybe like get teleported in that way, but I'm like, no, that's too epic for Hassan and Vrogan. So I just had to
Already?
kind of so I just kind of made it look more like, hey, it's just they've entered the scene and this looming darkness came with them. That was kind of my thought process on that. I felt like this came out really good with the detail with the raindrops on the ground. So here of course we have Hassan, Piker, and Frogan. Now, one common thing that I
uh,
see a lot.
these two especially, they irk me to no extent, especially considering both of them have said that U.S. soldiers deserve PTSD, and they deserve what atrocities they went through war.
When it comes to how Frogan looks, is they're like, this is fake. She needs to be bigger. And while I agree the AI just wouldn't do it, but it
Yeah, I can imagine her being a lot more chubbier would make things more complicated for the work process.
kind of goes back to kind of what Leaflet said on her video, and that's kind of why I left it. Leaflet kind of made the comment, it's like, you can still have the bad guys look kind of attractive looking because it's a way to deceive people. So I'm like, you know what, we're gonna
Yeah.
leave it. We're gonna leave it that way. So so the so-called nerdy stuff is cool. Can I ask what software you use? So what I did, I used a bunch of different software for this, mostly a system called Seedits 2. I was trying
Seedist.
to get it to run locally on my machine, but then it would have taken me 2 months to do all this. Who the fuck is Leaflet? Yeah. Yeah, I know their reference as well. So yeah, I use Seedens 2.0, and then I also did use Stable Diffusion, which I run locally. So I took pictures of these people and ran them through as a reference on Stable Diffusion
Oh,
to kind of make them anime looking. Out of touch million. Awesome video. You should make more. Yes, yes, I definitely have plans to make more. I made the new intro that I made for this stream was kind of me continuing to practice and try to get better at. Really, it comes down to like the editing part of it, right? And yeah, I use Premiere Pro to edit together, because there was actually some stuff that came out that I cut out because it just looked so weird. Like it would sometimes put doubles of people.
Honestly, if I were to do projects like this, I have DaVinci Resolve that I use for my video editing. I'll never ever touch anything Adobe related, considering I had to use it for some of my class courses when I was doing some college courses.
And I'm like, no, I can't have. Like, there was at one point with Ember Paradox, who also reacted to this video, by the way, where it brought her in twice. And I'm like, no,
Oh,
she can't appear twice. So I had to cut it at that part. No, no, no. Sorry. It wasn't Ember. It was Cinevere. If you know, if you, I'm sure a lot of you in this community know who Cinevere is. It made her come out of the portal twice. And I'll get to that. Okay, so this part coming up, I know a lot of people are making some assumptions on this part, but I'll get to that. So I really wanted to have like the Dragon Ball Z kind of. Oh, hey, what's up, Penny Bloomfield? Good to see you here. So yeah, this part I really kind of wanted to have that Dragon Ball Z anime. I love anime, so I was really trying to like put every
well, yeah, considering a chunk of leaflets put them in the box video had a lot of One Piece references, so it makes sense to have something like that here.
everyone in like as if they were in this anime universe. And what kind of crazy stuff's gonna happen in an anime universe, right? Okay. So I have seen a lot of comments on this particular scene where they're like, "Oh no, not the two towers." I just want to point out that was not meant to be the two towers. This is
Yeah, this isn't exactly New York. And I get why people will be concerned about it being the Twin Towers because of the whole thing with 9/11. But honestly, I'll just let Phantom explain from here.
isn't even technically New York. It's just a city. I didn't actually have that in mind when I made it. It just kind of what it kind of looked that way, and I can
The AI must have used images that were based off of New York City, so that's why it kind of looks similar. Probably my best. That'd be my best guess, anyways.
see now looking back why it looks that way, but that was not meant to be the two towers. So I want to clarify that it was just supposed to be them attacking the city. The whole and there's a lot of metaphors here, right? Like them attacking people all the time for no reason because that's what these two do. You know, with
Yeah,
all the drama that surrounds them, they just come out and it, to be fair, Hassan Piker has come. I guess it fits because Hassan Piker, as you all have known, he does support terrorists. I'm not trying to get political on this channel. I try to avoid that if I can, but we've all seen him come out and support.
unfortunately, you can't go exactly a minute without talking about his son Piker without mentioning that. So, I know it's not meant to be political, but it just happened to be taken that the context just happened to be taken that way.
Terrorist groups on stream live. Frogan has also been seen on stream saying, and I quote, America deserved to 9/11. So that was kind of the whole premise here.
Yeah, that's another thing that drives me up a wall with those two.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, Penny. Some people kind of thought it was. I can see where it would fit what's going on here, but that wasn't the case. Now, before I get too much further into it, when it came to a lot of the selection of people, it wasn't necessarily about political views or does this person know this other person too. I mean, that kind of played a part, but it was more of who do I feel like's the bad guys right now, and who do I feel like have really come out and spoke out against a lot of the nonsense we see going on social media at the
Yeah,
moment. So that's really what it came down to for my choices. Okay, so this part, it was supposed to just be them laughing, but I thought it was too funny that they were hugging each other and laughing. So I'm like, you know what, I got to keep it. But they were
Yeah. Then again, who knows what's actually going on behind the scenes when it comes to Hassan. Then again, a lot of people make speculations that Valkyrie is like his secret girlfriend or something. Honestly, who knows?
supposed to just be standing there laughing. I don't know why it did that. I mean, those two are pretty tight, if I'm not mistaken, anyway. So of course we got Tectone, who looks like a Chad.
Yeah. Honestly, I think out of all the biggest content creators that have probably got it the most, other than Asmongold, was definitely Tectone. Because, seriously, why would people do that? Because, seriously, he was done dirty in worse ways than Asmongold was.
Oh, by the way, before I move on, let me go ahead and address his reaction to this because I know he did. He reacted to it way early on, like before Rev did.
Yeah,
Yeah, it will make a lot of its own.
yeah, I agree with that YouTube chatter on how AI will make a lot of its own decisions like that. It seems like the case.
Decisions like that. There was some manual touch-ups that I did, but for the most part, yeah, it sometimes it just does what it wants to do. Making the villains look good in the artwork is also a power move. It means trying to get the bigger person. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna address Tectone's criticism on this. I feel like his criticism of the video was fair. I do. I like Tectone. I still have a lot of respect for him. However, there is one take that he made in his video or in his stream when he reacted to it that I'm actually going to call him out a little bit on. He called it lazy. And I'm going to out of respect for Tectone, I'm going to say, go fuck yourself, Tectone. There was nothing lazy about it. There was a lot of work put into this.
Yeah, considering how it took Leaflet 6 months to make the video, put him in the box. Well, and plus, I imagine there's got to be a lot of clean up, editing, and a whole bunch of variety of other stuff. Because in reality, AI can't exactly nail everything on its own. It takes a human touch. It's just to make it look better, so it doesn't look like typical slop.
I know that there's a lot I could have done better, which he said, but on that aspect, him calling it lazy, yeah, fuck off with that. Still love him though.
I think if anything, he should have tried to do his best to make his beard a little longer. Because I think, yeah, I've seen what he looks like now compared to this. Yeah, I feel like as a little minor key detail here and there, I think he should have added just. I think he should have added more beard hair on the Tetone because that's pretty much what he looks like.
Okay, actually, hold on. Also, just to make sure I don't mess things up, what degree of profanity is allowed on stream here? I don't want to wreck thing. Oh, I don't. You can cuss. I don't care. It's all good. Okay, when you come into a Phasmophobia stream when I've got the gang on, you'll understand. And we get wild. Want to make sure your monetization and all that. YouTube has actually calmed down a little bit when it comes to live streams. I don't think they pay a
Uh,
whole lot of attention to those. Maybe they have been more recently, but it's more videos that they watch, like the Eye of Sauron. So I'm not too worried about live. I see people cussing all the time on live streams, and they're fine. So, if I get something from YouTube saying otherwise, then maybe that will change.
Yeah,
But for right now, I think
yeah. I think there's more openness on. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not exactly sure how far it goes with YouTube streaming because for me, YouTube streaming is kind of like a rare commodity because, well, as you guys know, I try to focus mainly on kick and well, once in a great while, and I did try to multi-stream on Twitch too. But I think when it comes to YouTube, though, streaming on YouTube, I think one of the main reasons why I considered doing it, especially on my main channel, because that's where a lot of my audience comes from. And well, also as a way to, I'm not trying to gloat or anything, but as of right now, I'm currently up to 880 subscribers on my main YouTube channel, which is wild. And plus I did get a lot of attention from. I did get a little. I did get a lot of chat reactions though in the last YouTube stream I did when I streamed Fallout New Vegas. So it's kind of hard to say how much they monitor. But then again, a lot of the YouTube streams I see are a mixture of both, like corporate VTubers, specifically Hololive VTubers, and a couple of my other favorites are like Doki Bird and Mid-Main Phantom, which are a couple of indies. And well, Doki really has a tendency to swear like a sailor, so yeah. I think as long as you don't say the usual stuff that gets it's you suspended or banned, and I think it's fine. That being said, though, I'm not sure how many. I'm not sure if I'm gonna actually have some of my other friends on a live stream on YouTube. Rumble, for sure, but definitely not on YouTube.
it's okay. I think that Tectone sometimes picks at weird things just to mess with people, and his reaction to Winner's Win by the one dogfight from one anime he picked on his shirt color. So I have hey Josh with a J. It is so good to see you, man. I hope you're feeling better. I know you've missed quite a bit, so I'm glad to see you. Yeah, I think when it comes to this kind of stuff with like Tectone,
Yeah, I can understand the reason for being paranoid, like what happened to Nux, but then again, and Nux has been really going into it ever since. It's a lot of events that happen in the Middle East. I'm not against him in any way. It's just I can understand he's not sure on what he can do.
he likes the realistic stuff. I've noticed. I don't think he likes the AI stuff as much. Like, especially if you're trying to portray a real person, which is why I think moving forward, I might start focusing more on if I do more video. Well, I'm gonna do more of these videos now. Um, this was just kind of for fun, but since there seems to be a huge demand for it, I will do more of this stuff for sure. I'm probably gonna stick with VTubers. Good to see you, Josh, with a J. I'm really glad you're feeling better. You've missed quite a bit, by the way. If you have not watched what I'm going over, this is one of my videos, and it kind of blew up. And if you get a chance, go watch it. It's pretty epic. Pretty epic. All right. So I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to talk about another common comment that I've seen. So it's supposed to be Asmongold, right? Which
Yeah,
most people figured out. However, there are two things that I would change if I could go back and do that. Shadow Machines, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see.
I'm betting his hair most likely. Then again, when it comes to AI generated anime, and all the stuff I've seen with Asmongold so far are, and not just in Leaflet's videos, but also Leaflet's video, but as well as a few other YouTubers that used AI to create like music videos. Specifically, when I reacted to the AI music video of that song "Cancel Me If You Can't," and involving Kersha, uh, it had Nux, Leaflet, and Asmongold along with it too. So yeah. So I'm basically just thinking they make Asmongold look too much like and I get that's not how accurate it is, especially now considering and that I've seen, I believe, a post from Dexterto on Twitter talking about Asmongold and talking about the possibility of getting hair transplant surgery.
You. So there are two things that I would change here when it comes to Asmongold. One, and the AI and I tried to use a real photo reference of him, right? Like to like kind of turn him anime-ish. Every single time it would not give him the receding hairline like he normally has. And I even tried to upload a reference to his room because his room looks too clean here, right? I think we can all agree. Everyone thinks that he's moist critical. By the way, he's
Well, in all fairness, his room isn't like what it was because during the time of his 2 week suspension on Twitch, he actually cleaned not only his room but his entire house the whole time.
not. Deep Walker animated Asmon has two modes: too much hair or too little. Exactly. And I was trying to find that balance. I ultimately landed on this because I'm like, well, I'm still trying to go for the anime aesthetic. He's gonna look like a Chad, so just let him look like a Chad. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty for him. But yes, you're right. The AI just loves turning Asmon into like a Giga Chad, so I just left it. But a lot of people thought he was Charlie, and I'm like, I mean, I guess.
Uh, Obviously not, because as someone who watches Charlie on a frequent basis, I know exactly what he looks like. Like, that's one takeaway that I know for a fact that it isn't Charlie. One, that doesn't look like Charlie, because, like I said, I've seen him before. This isn't even close. And the second thing is Charlie doesn't do a whole lot of drama takes anymore. Like maybe once in a great while, if it's something really big due to the whole thing with his mental health. And two, I don't, as far as I know, I don't think Charlie has any political takes. Not like Asmongold. Mainly because I don't think Charlie seems like one of those types of guys that doesn't care about right which side left or right is wrong and right and all that. Well, plus the fact that politics in general is practically a clown show. Oh, so yeah, it makes sense why Charlie would want to steer clear of that and avoid it like the plague.
Guess I could see it. I guess I could see it. And yeah, the room's too clean. Actually, I heard that he's doing better, like when it comes to cleaning his house. So that's good. And of course, then I had to just be cheesy as hell and just have him and Tectone just flying down from the sky like superhero landing. Because again, I'm trying to go
Yeah, like how Goku and Vegeta would do it all the time in Dragon Ball.
for like an Avengers Endgame theme here.
Well, and of course, Avenger. This is the Endgame too.
Okay. So I've gotten a few a few funny comments about this scene. Let me just play it out and I'll explain now kind of where the metaphor is coming from. Asmongold gets very touchy about his hairline and that it's supposedly why he won't watch Don P. Bongwater's videos but and put him in the box. But yeah, I've seen him talk about that a little bit. And I know Tectone made a comment about that too. And we're trying here. We're trying to get him to look. Actually, the most recent Don PB Bongwater video, he looks pretty close. Like, and like, actually, really close. Almost exact. As we all know,
Dan
Dan
Clancy,
the CEO of Twitch, with the shot collar on. And if anyone doesn't know what the reference is,
the lazy gooner. The lazy gooner cuckold. Old Clancy. Okay. This is why my main platform, once I figure things out, now it's gonna be Kick. It's not gonna be Twitch. Because one, I've one as one of my newest community members told me that this is the best place for based YouTubers. Two, I've had a lot of personal gripes with Twitch. It's the point where it's practically insufferable. And three, most importantly, honestly, I would take Eddie and what did they call him? Santana Mena, as his kick handle. Personally, I rather have those two as my bosses than this guy because especially Eddie, considering Eddie is more hands-on on the business into things, especially if you've seen clips from any of the Kick Talk podcast episodes. Point is, Dan Clancy is too lazy and too out of it and just can't be taken seriously like Eddie can.
Hassan on a live stream one time, he has his dog Kaya, right? And he lies about it constantly, but we all know he put a shock collar on that dog and
Yeah.
shocked the dog on stream just so it would stay put. A lot better. Josh J, a lot better. It's not a heart problem, so I'm suspecting Costa I can't. I suck at pronouncing some things. Basically, inflamed cartilage between my ribs, so I'm gonna go on some anti-inflammatory medication soon. Ooh, still glad that you're
Okay, I agree with YouTube at 1K A's Wolf here. Yeah. But then again, given the whole thing with that, I forgot what her full name is, Lynn, the one that's been banned multiple times for shoplifting incidences, is in the fact that she got arrested and banned again and it only lasted for 3 days. Is another one that I wouldn't be surprised that may eventually end up getting unsuspended eventually is Casey Trum with her drunk driving incident.
doing good there, buddy. Gunnar Clancy, Hassan's pet Theo. You just nailed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna call you Wolf. I sometimes I make nicknames for my for the audience. So I'm gonna call you Wolf. You got it spot on right there. So the whole thing about this was, you know how Asmongold and Tectone were constantly getting banned for
Yeah.
just little stupid crap.
Yeah, all because Dan Clancy favored people like Hassan and anyone else that openly he talked like him, where guys like Asmongold, Old, and Tectone speak the truth about everything, speak their minds about everything, just because they're not on the same political sphere.
That was kind of the whole play on this. It's like Asmongold hurt my feelings or Tectone hurt my feelings. I'm gonna get you banned. So it's like he's essentially sicking Dan Clancy on them. That was the
Yeah.
whole joke here.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
So yeah, that's why I kind of had him. Tectone was not a fan of this scene, by the way, but that's kind of why I had him punching him. Right? He's like, "You're banned." That was the whole kind of ploy with this. Uh, um, from the couch to the TV, KO will be free, 100%. Yo, what's up, Lance Ford? Getting so many new people. Welcome. By the way, if you are new here, and there seems to be a lot of you new here, go ahead and like the stream if you're on YouTube. I would appreciate it. Also, don't forget that for Hassan's pet, most of Hassan's bans have been 1 day bans. Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
the 1 day where he got banned for like what? Yeah, a day. But then like Asmongold or Tectone will get banned for like a whole week.
Oh, and let's also not forget the 1 day bans Hassan would always get are usually days when he doesn't stream. They're usually on his days off, so that's another suspicious little take there.
It's ridiculous. Just for saying something they didn't like. Light Ferret over there. You know what? I didn't. I just noticed you're over there on Kick. Good to see you. I thought you were on YouTube, but I just noticed you're over here on, or you're over there on Kick. Sorry. This is so. Normally when I stream, and I know I've already kind of repeated this, I'm not used to the attention yet because things kind of blew up. So bear with me as I get used to the growing community here. But I'm
Can't blame him considering how long he's been small and you never think he would blow up like this.
so glad you're all here. Like I said, I really, really wanted to go over and kind of explain my thought process on this. I thought it was important. And then after this, we're going to get into some other reacts and just kind of chill. So, anyway, so that was the whole thing here. Basically, Hassan's always sticking Gunnar Clancy on them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's been some common mistakes on who the villains are here.
Yeah, because at first I thought this was iDubbbz, but then I realized iDubbbz has a shaved head now, which is even weirder. But then again, guy's too far gone. I'm just gonna straight up say it.
right? And I'm going to go, and I did put them in the description of the video, but I'm going to go over who these people are supposed to be. Wolf, as a smaller streamer than myself, Phantom, I get flustered when my chat gets active and over like 5 people, so I completely understand having to get used to it. Yeah, no, it's definitely, the channel's definitely grown in a short amount of time, which I'm okay with. I've been doing this for about a year now. Everyone is a villain. Yeah, that is true. Everyone's a villain in someone's story. But anyway, so the villains here are, we got Denims, right? On the far left. There's
Yeah,
no mistake. Everyone's
yeah, the one that Ted Tono would always call an OnlyFans whore, or she clapped back at him calling him a rapist, which is so stupid and childish.
thought, okay, so the guy right here, kind of like standing to the left of Hassan, that's supposed to be the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. If you don't
Oh,
know what's going on there,
oh yeah, the whole thing between this guy and Reckless Ben. Hold on a sec. Let me. Where's my? Uh. Okay, so I've heard a little bit about the beef with Reckless Ben and Briggs and Minfigs, but I wasn't completely sure on all of the context.
I'll explain it for those who might not. Um, Here recently, there was a story about this guy whose father, I guess, I think his father got sick or something like that, so he took in a bunch of these Legos to a Bricks and Minifig store. So you're saying you're more of a grower than a share? Yes, yes, Shadow
Uh,
Machines. That's what I'm saying. I got who it was because I used the cheat sheet during my react. Oh, so you actually looked at the description. That was what it was there for. But anyway, so those who don't know what the bricks and minifig situation is, so this guy brought in these like what was I've been hearing different amounts, but the initial amount was 100,000 or maybe 250,000. Thank you for the kick there, Solid Redfield on kick. Highly appreciate it. Looking at the description is my secret power. Well, you know what? I added it after the fact, too, by the way. It wasn't there right away because I saw people like, oh, this is this person or who's that? So I'm like, I better put a list. That shit is crazy. On like 5 levels, robbed an old man, fake reported on the YouTuber, and more and more. Yeah, exactly. So he brings in they bring the Legos. They make a consignment deal with that franchise, that particular location. I'm gonna kind of try to summarize it. And then at some point, I guess they decided that they were booting that franchise owner and took over. And then they came out and said they were going to take over the consignment, still keeping this guy's Legos, but then saying, oh no, these are ours now, basically. And so a YouTube
so basically, the poor guy got robbed and screwed out of who knows how much money's worth in Legos. Does anyone know the actual amount? No, please feel free to let me know. Oh, because I'm kind of new to this.
YouTuber by the name of Reckless Ben came in and started covering the story because he felt bad for the guy, losing
Well,
all these
yeah,
Legos, lots of money's worth of Legos. And it just kind of spun into a whole drama where it turned into Reckless Ben versus Bricks and Minifigs. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details. That's just kind of the
yeah. And didn't they try? Didn't Bricks and Minifix try to shut him down? From his reporting. At least that's what I gathered from what I've seen over on Twitter.
summary of what happened. Then it dropped to 125k. Yeah, I heard something about that. Asmund was definitely visited by the Norwind Reaper and Hoppima's Leaflet versus Powder video. That was a great video, by the way. Loved that video. Brick by brick, brick by brick. Exactly, brick by brick. But anyway, so that's who that is. Of course, we have a Son Piker. Now, this over here next to Frogan, that's Alyssa Mercante. And for those
Oh, I remember her. I just forgot her name. That nutty ex Kotaku journalist as that started a beef with Smash JT, and it eventually ended up with a lawsuit, if I remember right. Right, because wow, the whole situation with Kotaku, who a couple years ago was wild. But then again, there's a good reason why a lot of people dog on game journalists. That's because it's practically not a real thing anymore. Especially the whole thing with IGN when I was watching a video from Lady Decade. Really good channel, by the way. When she covered the whole thing on how IGN treated Lollipop Chainsaw so badly, especially with the remake. Hey, that came out a couple of years ago. In fact, one of the reasons why I actually streamed that was to spite IGN. That and it looked fun. Well, and there were other reasons, but I won't elaborate.
who don't know who that is, she was a journalist for Kotaku.
Yeah.
And she is currently in the middle of a law. I think the lawsuit's still going, in the middle of a lawsuit with Smash JT. Smash JT is a YouTuber who covers a lot of like video game news, covering a lot of the stupid stuff the video game industry does. And
Yeah.
somewhere along the line, he made a video about her because we all know that gaming journalists, they're useless anymore, right? Like,
The Gamergate's intro figure, yeah, I would like to believe that
just go
too.
watch your favorite YouTuber talk about the game. We don't need Kotaku is the worst, like the worst of the worst, like
Yeah.
gaming sites that exist anyway. But anyway, he said some things that hurt her feelings, and so she decided to go and sue him. Also, Phantom Frogan is a bit thinner than she should be, according to a lot. She should be like 5 times the size, especially TikTok. No, I agree. I agree. Um, it would. If I will make a joke. If I made her the correct size, she would take up half the screen.
Yeah, that.
But no, I agree. I was trying to get it to do that, and it just kept defaulting to this. So I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it. Going forward, I'm gonna try to make some better reference files if I do this again, or maybe stick to VTubers. I don't know. I'll kind of play it
Yeah.
by ear, but yeah, I agree. I know, like I said, this is also me reflecting on
Scandals about Kotaku have filmed many hours of YouTube documentaries. Ooh, I'm gonna have to
what could
look into
I have
that.
done better on this video. So half seems too low. Well, then, I mean, now I almost want to make a whole video where she's just rolling across the screen. Like the entire screen. So anyway, that's our Litsa Mercante. She's suing a YouTuber by the name of Smash JT, and he does not deserve that lawsuit. All right, so that's the villain lineup. Oh, there's one more here. So I get a lot of questions about this. Back here is Jeremy Hambley from the Quartering. So let me.
Yeah, another person that I'm really against, that's besides his son, is Jeremy Hambling from the Quartering. What he did to Andy Worski and PPP's Kino Casino Clips channel on YouTube is so low and despicable. Oh, it's him funny. Everyone, that is in a similar content creation space on Twitter or was calling him out for it because it's practically the cardinal sin. And to be a flagger on YouTube. That was the reason why I created my reaction video to Yellow Flash covering the quartering. That I just want to set the record straight on. I didn't do it because I was jealous of him. There are worse. I didn't do it because I was jealous of him. I felt like he wasn't being called out enough. And I don't mean just Twitter. I mean, I feel like he should be just called out everywhere, and I mean everywhere. So yeah,
Address that because I'm getting a lot of comments about that. A lot of people have made videos about Jabba the Hutt Frogan.
yeah.
Stuff a quarter pounder. Yes, exactly. I made a joke one time on Camelot 311 stream. I'm like, oh, I gotta go take a quarter pounder. So talking about the quartering is a little bittersweet for me because at one point I did enjoy his videos. I thought he was pretty based at one point, and he covered a lot of news and stuff going on that I thought was important to talk about.
Yeah, he used to be good, but now, ugh.
Somewhere along the line, but it is dangerous to make fun of Ferguson's weight because people get cyberbullying strikes from it. Yeah, that's true. And that kind of plays into all of this, right? You know, people get their feelings hurt and then turn around and then try to make life miserable for everyone else. Like, deal
Thought
with
it
it.
was Seth
People
Rogen
say
on a
mean shit to
clothing
me all the
budget.
time. Whoa, I thought that was Seth Rogen with a. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta bring that up. I thought that was Seth Rogen with a clothing budget. Light Ferret. I think Alyssa sees Smash TT over every other streamer because she thought he was not going to fight back like he was. Yeah, exactly. And then he got
Yeah,
Ron Coleman involved. He's a great lawyer, and so I think Alyssa thought she could just sue him and then win, and then set some sort of precedent.
all because people think that lawsuits are the best scare tactics just to silence people. Well, no different than slap suits.
That, oh, if these people talk bad about you or criticize you in any way, you can go ahead and sue them and win now. That's what I think she was trying to do. What's with the oranges? We're going to get to the oranges. Oh, yes, we're going to get to the oranges. So, anyway, the quartering. Then at some point, as you all know, Kino Casino came out on some streams and said some things kind of
Yeah,
about his personal life, some information they may or may not have gotten. It may or may not be true. You know, there is some evidence to suggest it is. So, said some things and got him upset. And now keep in mind, the quartering used to be a huge advocate for not silencing your critics, but like, don't go after
yeah,
your
free
critics. Even
speech.
if you don't agree with what they're saying or if they're saying something about you, you know, he used to say that stuff. And then what did he turn around and do? He went after his critics that got their channel taken down. That being
Yeah,
Kino Casino. You got to get the oranges. The oranges, oranges like the beginning. We'll get to the orange reference. Don't worry, because that all has to do with the quartering. So,
okay.
and that's kind of where it was for me. I was kind of like, wow, this guy turned into a huge hypocrite. And then it really got me when I think Stuttering Craig was criticizing him,
Oh yeah,
rightfully so. And
Stuttering
then he
Craig
went
from
after
Side
Stuttering Craig
Scrollers.
because I remember being in that stream where Stuttering Craig just got back from like a road trip because apparently the quartering said he was going to release some messages that him and Stuttering Craig had. So Craig's like, "Fine, we're going to go over this right now." And then Jeremy was trying to pop into his chat. I saw him in the chat. He was trying to get. He's like, "Oh, let me on. Send me the link. Let me in there, and I'll debate you." Blah blah blah. And All Stuttering Craig says was like, "Look, I've said what I."
Yeah, I think the last little bit I covered was the whole thing going up against Republican political figure or Candace Owens, and wow, just why?
Needed to say. He told Jeremy to get off the internet and just be at that. And then he goes
Yeah, not just get off the internet, but put down the bottle and go to rehab. Yeah, because it's prominent evidence that I don't know if anybody's seen any clips of the quartering, but you can clearly tell that aside from him needing to take a break from the internet, there's also a possibility he needs to go to AA because a couple of the bits and pieces I keep hearing is that alcoholism is ruining his life.
and then what does the quartering do? Oh, Zombie Gabe with the kick. Or was that a membership? I wish I could see. Just gifted a membership. I need to make my dashboard bigger. But anyway, Zombie Gabe on kick with the gifted membership. What a Chad. If God hands you lemons, get a new God. Exactly. So anyway, where was I? I'm getting distracted by chat. Now I'm starting to feel like Leaflet now. No wonder Leaflet gets distracted a lot.
Yeah.
So anyway, that kind of did it for me with the quartering, right? Where he went after Stuttering Craig. He tried to say Stuttering Craig's a coward and he ran away and blah blah blah. And I even posted on the quartering's Twitter or on his X, and I said, no, he didn't run away. He's like, he told you everything, he told you everything you needed to hear. He told you to get off the internet for a while. And the quartering blocked me for saying that, by the way.
Wow.
And then and okay, the ironic thing was I did have a small sponsorship with Coffee Brand Coffee, and that got pulled from me. I don't care.
Yeah, and let's be honest, as Rev said, it was a brand that was destined to fail, especially with its namesake.
I was kind of over Jeremy at that point. Not like I did anything with it anyway. It was still such a small channel, you know what I mean? That I wasn't really getting much out of it anyway, so it's okay. So I wrote the quartering off at that point. And then now let's get into the oranges. Actually, let's play it and I'll tell you exactly. So this I'm gonna explain this joke. What just happened?
Looks like Zombie Gabe
Zombie
gave another
Gabe with
sub.
another gifted sub. Can we get some GBs in the chat for Gabe because he keeps gifting people subs and being awesome like that? First rule of Twitter idiots: never tell them they are wrong or incorrect, or they will ban and flame you. Yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. Like, how dare you criticize me? How dare you have something like something on the
Yeah.
opposition to say? It's ridiculous. All right, so let's explain the joke here with the quartering. The oranges, as all of most of you know, and I'm just kind of explaining this for the people who may not be in the know. The or so I think it was Stuttering Craig who kind of got the ball rolling on this. He noticed that with Jeremy's the quartering short videos, what he would do is okay, so there's transformative videos. They make like react videos, right? Where like
Yeah.
you might play a video, but then you might pause it and you might talk about it. You're transforming the content. You're not stealing it. You're reacting to it. It's being transformative. That's okay in the YouTube community. And yet just today at work, I get told I absolutely cannot stab someone about it. Oh, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? But any You know what I just realized that it did? I didn't even notice this, but it put the oranges like it kind of had the bowl juggling the oranges. That's kind of funny. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. So there was a video that the quartering did where he just basically said he just put himself on camera and said, "Well, what are the oranges for?" And then he has his logo on the video. Rock System Fuel. Hello, hey, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I'm going through a breakdown of my video, and kind of explaining the references for people who may not know the references and kind of my thought process while I was making the video. So anyway, then after he said, "What are the oranges for?" He plays a whole video of this woman, like, I guess she put a bunch of like ham in this thing of ice, and there were some oranges in there. I think she was like trying to kind of marinate it with the orange flavor, right?
Mm.
Played that whole video and then just ended the video. And so a meme started where everyone was like, "Well, what are the oranges for?" Because the whole thing is he was stealing content.
Yeah.
And so that's where the oranges thing comes in with him. He was basically stealing content. It was a video about oranges, and now everyone puts oranges in the chat. What, dude? $20 tip from Zombie Gabe. This is for all the hard work you've been putting here. I can't put this up on stream because I think it's on Kick, or no, it's separate. I can't put it up there, but I will read it. For all the hard work you've been putting in and all the new members out there, let's keep this train going. Cheers. Appreciate it, Gabe. Highly appreciate it. Oranges with rice, shouldn't it be bananas? You would think. But all right. Now, you're probably wondering, well, why is he Phantom? Why is he riding a bowl? Oh, I'm going to get to that. I mean, it will work out. The best part he thinks is the bowl and those oranges. He's got OG milk covered. So here's the reference with the bowl because I thought this would be funny. So, as you know, all of this started because Kino Casino said some things the Quartering didn't like. And one of the allegations was that the Quartering has a friend that's nicknamed the Bull, who he supposedly lets, take his wife out once in a while. We'll just put it that way, right? Whether he's a bull down there or not, I don't know. Nobody really knows, but he's just called the Bull. So I thought it would be funny to have him riding the bull, throwing the oranges. That's kind of the joke. Oh, and yeah. So that's the joke. It's because the Quartering is full of bull. Hey, that is 100% true. 100% true there.
Yeah.
All right, so let's continue. By the way, with this scene, I wanted him to come riding in. There's supposed to be the city background. George Takei voice. Oh my. So this scene, here's the problem. I was using Sedence, and this was one of the last scenes I was doing, and I ran out of credits, so I couldn't redo this. He was supposed to come riding out. They're all in this kind of storm over ruined city thing. He was supposed to come riding in behind them, and it didn't turn out that way. So I don't know why he's in a field. We're just gonna let it be, right?
Yeah.
So this scene, I'm not 100% happy with. It could have been better. I wanted him to kind of come into the same environment. It didn't work out that way, but but it did work out later on, which you'll see. So of course here we're gonna have the zoom in on all the villains. So the idea for this army was, how like it's the typical blue-haired nose ring screeching harpy that's always like,
if I didn't know that was supposed to be a bunch of random blue-haired nose ring and goblins, I would have assumed that it would have been blue-haired Destiny Kunga Oblin clones. I don't know. In a weird way, it kind of ties in with Destiny, especially that one period when he had blue hair.
Like on Twitter attacking everyone. So basically it's them and their army of, blue-haired screechers. That's basically what the whole idea was. My favorite Kino song is the Alphabet Oh yeah, that song is hilarious. That song is hilarious. But yeah, so that was the whole joke with all the blue-haired with the nose rings. It didn't, I don't know. I think Next time, I want to make them look more human-like, which they do later on. I kind of fixed it a little bit later on, but again, I was trying to stick with an anime aesthetic, like make them look like they're anime soldiers too a little bit. They didn't quite turn out
Yeah.
in this scene, but I feel like in later scenes they did. So okay, so of course we have me, and I'm going to kind of explain the metaphor of this. But let's
Basically, I believe he was like Nick Fury summoning the Avengers.
go ahead and we'll play it. So actually, let me just go ahead and do that now. So the whole theme for my VTuber is I'm kind of a computer kind of hack, computer nerd. So like I'm surrounded by all this technology and stuff and
Yeah.
monitoring things. They are all creatures from the blue lagoon. Yeah, I thought Holy Ball did the alphabet did the alphabet not no G. Sorry if I'm misreading some of the chat. So the whole idea here was, so if you look back at when a lot of this drama started, when it came to Tectone, Asmongold, Hassan and company and all them, therefore, Tech I would say that Tectone and Asmongold were kind of like the front runners, the ones
Yeah.
really speaking out hard, right? So they were
Yeah, it's no secret that Hassan has a severe case of Asmongold derangement syndrome.
kind of in this like I know there was other people in this fight, but for the most part they were really on the front lines if you think about it, constantly going back and forth between Denims, Frogan, Hassan, and everyone else, you know and so the idea here is that they're still fighting the best they can. They're not doing so hot
Yeah.
because there was a lot of pushback.
Well,
The
yeah,
idea of putting
and
myself in here wasn't necessarily just an insert to me. And keep in mind, when I made this video, I was still pretty way considerable smaller channel. The idea I'm trying to represent us, the audience, the people that have been watching this unfold. And I want it to be like
yeah.
we're watching this going, please somebody help them. You know what I mean? That's really what it comes down to. It's like we're in there in the comments saying, you got this battle, because that's what we were doing. We were out there telling Asmongold, yeah, man, this is ridiculous. The stuff you're speaking, we appreciate your speaking up. Same with Tectone, you're speaking out. So I wanted to put myself to kind of represent us in a way that we got their backs.
Questions started spreading through the crowd. People began to think out loud. The narrative.
By the way, I know it's misspelled, the initiate. I did not misspell that when I prompted it. The AI misspelled that. And so I ran it a
Yeah.
second time and it did it again. So I just left it. So just for anyone who might be wondering. So yeah, the idea is, initiate protocol common sense. It's like basically we need to get some more people in there talking some common sense because the rhetoric that's going on is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And of course, now we come to my favorite VTuber, a huge inspiration for me, Rev and his wife Straub. And honestly, a lot of you guys are here thanks to Rev and Straub. And I appreciate the hell out of that. I really do. I really look up to Rev. He's been a huge inspiration for me too in my kind of VTubing career. And having him react to this the way he did was awesome. It was such a surreal feeling.
What's ironic is I actually I actually saw this through Rev's reaction too. And that's what led me to the video. However, I didn't want to do a reaction video initially because as well, had I not gotten the context from this breakdown video, oh, I would have screwed up a couple of the villain names here.
I really don't have words to show how much I appreciate what he's done. I really don't. But anyway, so that's the whole point here. I'm basically letting, we're letting other people know, even the other VTubers, the base VTubers, saying, hey, look, they need your help. Rev being and put him in the box is why I got way on board with the whole community to some extent. Yeah, I got excited when I saw him in Leaflet's video, and that was absolutely an amazing video.
Yeah,
Fortunately, common sense these days ain't so common, but Rev and Straubs are consistently pretty base. Yeah, 100%. Endangered sense?
yeah.
Why isn't it showing? Absolutely 100% agree. Common sense is not so common. By the way, everyone, say hi to Shadow Machines for me. He's actually a good friend of mine.
It's accurate to call
After
it
the video,
endangered.
I'm gonna he
I
actually does
agree.
some music, and after I'm done going over this, Shadow, do you want me to post the link to your channel? Because I'll do it. Let me know. I'll post the actually yeah I'll post the link to your channel in the chat if I can here in a little bit after I go over this. We will do that for sure. So yeah, let me kind of get through this and we'll do that. Common sense moved from common to uncommon back to the early 2000s and to endangered in the last 10 years. Yep. 100%. So yeah, and actually I edited the kind of alarm in there, by the way, in Premiere. It didn't want to do it, so I just edited it in there in Premiere. But yeah, the whole idea is they know something's going on, something's wrong.
Spider
As
sense.
Rev said, the spider signal, because the whole idea was I sent the I sent
My spider sense is tingling. That's the idea here.
out an alert and they got it. That was the whole idea. I will. So this is where the whole Avengers Endgame really comes into play. I love that movie, by the way. So that was a huge thing for me. Gonna ask my doctor if I can play when I go under for surgery, so I can go under listening to Peak.
The look on Scott's face.
Okay, so we actually had a lot of people kind of misidentify some of the people here too. Not everyone.
Yeah. No, that's not Hunter Hunter. That's Spider-Man.
That's Camelot on the left. I love watching his streams. He's
Okay.
hilarious, and I had to go with the naked snake look. I just had to. If you've watched his streams, you would know what I'm talking about. Had to put him in the naked snake outfit. Next to him is Stuttering Craig. I would hope that the backwards hat would at least identify him in a way. We got Smash JT looking ripped. By the way, they're all now. To be fair,
I think the one thing that's missing with Smash DT is some of the videos I've seen him in, he's always wearing this Super Mario Odyssey hat version of Mario's hat in a lot of the videos he's done.
Camelot's already kind of ripped in real life. So versus naked Camelot versus Liquid Jeremy. I'm gonna get into why he fights him, by the way, when we get that far. But yeah, we got Smash JT looking ripped, and then we got Reckless Ben, who is the YouTuber I was talking about. That's going.
Okay, so that's Reckless Ben. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of the stuff go down with his videos on Twitter, although I haven't had the chance to check that out. I might end up checking a lot of that stuff out next week.
Up against, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs. Now, I know a lot of people might say, oh, well, a lot of like these heroes and a lot of these villain types, I'm just using those words as like the context for the video. They may not all know each other or talk to each other. I know that. I just wanted to put in the create.
They don't know, but they do they don't know each other, but they do run in similar circles. Well, plus it's not the first time that I've seen side scrollers have podcast episodes ones with VTubers, because I've seen one where there was Leaflet, and when I was bouncing back and forth between streams on Monday because I was out of town, I needed something to do. I ended up watching it on Kick's side, and they brought in Powder and Banana Juju.
Creators that I enjoy. That's really what this was. I know some of them know each
Plus,
other, but I know some of
I
them
know
don't.
for a
I
fact,
just wanted to put in the creators that I
I know
enjoyed
for a fact that
watching.
Rev and his wife were
So.
also included on an episode of Side Scrollers too. So, yeah. Speaking of which,
The inclusion of Hero Hey was actually pretty cool. Wasn't expecting it. Yeah, no, I love Hero Hey. He's great.
well, in a weird way, it would make sense not only just because Phantom's a fan of Hero Hey, but also the fact that he was also included in Leaflet's video, put him in the box.
So, of course, we've got our first entrance of VTubers. We got Leaflet on the left. We got Kirsha. I should have given her more scenes. I love Kirsha. She's so big. I kind of call her the VTuber Asmongold.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Of course, we got Rev and Straub. They came out really good. I have that. And then we have Nextaku. I really liked the old look with the slippers. So I had.
I don't think Nux ever did switch that up, because everything I've ever seen him in, he's always using the same model.
Use it. And of course, we got Powder all the way on the right in her demon form, because if you're going to have them coming into an Avengers Endgame scenario, she has to be in demon form. Demon time. Yeah, I did it.
Yeah, that whole weird thing with Miskiff. Yeah, I'll look into that next week too.
So initially, by the way, we got Banana Juju.
Banana
Originally, I wanted to
Juju!
have everyone come out of the portal at once, but Cedence was not a fan of how many reference files I gave it.
Maybe it's because you overloaded it a little bit there, buddy.
So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna split this up into 2 scenes. Got
Hero
we
Hey!
got Banana Juju. We got
Ember Paradox.
Hero Hey. We've got Ember Paradox, who also reacted to my video earlier.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Now, I know a lot of people ask.
Honestly, Raymond Evanstar is a good pick, but considering some of her drama takes from the clips and highlights channels that I've seen, it kind of makes sense. She's kind of thrown into the whole common sense and based VTuber her circle. So yeah, pretty decent addition.
Why did I put Rima in there? Again, it goes back to what I said. I like watching her stuff. She does have some pretty base takes. I know most of her videos are kind of like VTuber documentary type of
Which
things.
they are.
But she still does speak out against, bullshit that happens. So I wanted to include her because I like watching her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had some people ask why she was in there, and that's why, because I wanted her in there. That's the short answer. And of course, we got Smugalana. Now, I know it looks like Cinevere just kind of suddenly appears. I'm going to explain. Let me go back here.
Okay, so
right?
I think I've seen Cinevere do a reaction to put him in the box. I didn't know that was Cinevere until recently.
Here, I actually cut it off. Cinevere does come out in the generation that I made. However, it made her come out twice. So 2 Cineveres walked out. And I'm like, okay. And I tried to trim it, but I couldn't get it to not show 2 Cineveres, and I just
so in other words, I was glitching and he had to compromise.
thought that would look too weird. So I cut that out, unfortunately. Rima the OG Utsamante, yeah. So
yeah.
Okay, now this scene. I know there's a glitch, and I'm gonna address it. So I know that right here, Hero Hey kind of disappears,
But he
and then
does.
he's just kind of back. So I was going to regenerate that one and change it to where and hope that it didn't do it again. But the reason I left it was because I'm like, you know what? Screw it. He's got teleportation powers, and that's going to be my explanation. And like I said, by this point, when I was kind of putting in some filler scenes, I was kind of running out of credits on Sedence, so I had to make do with what I had. Yeah, I don't think everyone did. I did, but I'm like, you know what? I'm
Yeah,
gonna leave it
going
in there
in.
to see if people notice. You thought it was intended? Well, I mean, yes and no. As per my explanation, it wasn't intended, but I left it anyway, and I'm just gonna say he teleported.
Interesting.
That's gonna be my explanation. This is one of my favorite scenes, by the way. The stuttering Craig just coming in and punching him and just giving a smile right back. I love that scene. Now this is also
not gonna lie, that was probably the best scene ever, or in this video.
So one of my favorite scenes. I sent it to another VTuber who likes Leaflet to react to who still have yet to react to it. Oh hey, what's up? I up. Good to see you, and that's okay. Hello, I'll keep them guessing. So the reason that Camelot is fighting the Quartering is, and I know there were so many different choices for that. It could have been Stuttering Craig. It could have been. There's some other YouTubers I watched that kind of criticized them. There's a lot of choices, right? But Camelot did a lot of coverage on Jeremy, and I think at one point Jeremy even kind of went after him. And
makes sense.
Just because I enjoy watching Camelot's content, I'm like, yeah, screw it. Camelot's going after him. I think they might have known each other at one point too. I think they were friends at one point. I think Camelot.
Yeah, well, and plus Jeremy was respected in a lot of a conservative content creator circle until everything that's been happening over the last few months.
Said that. I could be wrong, but I think at one point they did know each other. So originally here, by the way, he was actually supposed to kind of like flip the bull and have him fly off, but instead it just showed him kind of punching him in the crotch off of there, and I'm like, you know what? It stays. It's got to stay. I laughed so hard at this scene. I think I watched this scene like 10 times laughing before I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in the video. Oh, yeah, you're right there, Solid Redfield. Yellow Flash. Thinking about it, maybe that would have been a better choice. How could I forget about Yellow Flash? And I could have had it to where like he was
everyone makes a little honest mistake here and there.
Speeding through the oranges or something. Oh man, that would have been better. That would have been better. I agree. Perhaps in the next time I do this. Something for next time. 100%. Lindsay Van Cedar, hey, good to see you. I hadn't seen you in chat. Again, for those who are new here, if you could like the stream, I would appreciate it. It's so great to see all these new people. Like, I'm still getting used to the attention, so bear with me. I'm trying to keep. I'm used to keeping up with a small chat, but I'm going to try to keep up with chat the best I can. Now here. Oh, here. This, of course, is Alyssa Mercante. Camelot has friends with Review Tech USA until Dickers started attacking Charlie Kirkcraft. Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. Keep in mind when
Dickers, aka Review Tech USA, was also another big locale that the boys at Kama Casino went after.
I was kind of putting this video together, like, I was trying to remember. There's so much drama to remember. So I was trying to remember everything and like, what else could I put in as a joke? I like what Rev said here, by the way. He's like, this is how you settle a lawsuit. And of course, a drama recently that the battle everyone wanted to see. I thought this whole scene right here was kind of cool. Just like the lightning after he kicks him, it just came out so well. Let's see here. I'm a serial lurker. I mostly listen to streams at work where being on my phone is frowned upon. Hey, you know what? Thank you for taking the time and taking the risk to come into my stream. I appreciate it. Jeremy used to be tight with a lot of guys on the side, but he has pushed basically everyone away, including guys who were close to him, like Baron. Yeah, 100%. And that's
Yeah.
why I noticed a lot of people were surprised, like, why is Jeremy or why is the quartering on the bad side? Well, that's kind of why. Like, it doesn't have, and I know that the quartering is not tight with Hassan or Frogan or any of them. I know that. That wasn't the
Well,
point
yeah,
for me.
no.
The whole villain lineup was supposed to
If anything, Jeremy would try to probably debate Hassan Piker. Although I wouldn't be rooting for either side, but it would be fun to watch. In words of Joe Biden, what he was talking about Donald Trump debating Ron DeSantis.
represent people we know who have just not been, just not been good as a whole. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
be right back. Yeah. Take your time, Penny. Still glad to see you here.
Overall, it makes sense to have Tectum throwing punches at Denims, because Denims was one of the loudest ones that was antagonizing Tectone. From what I remember, it was literally that bad.
So something I noticed on this scene, like this right here, like the little like shadow, like the rip off of her scarf. I just noticed that actually as of right now. I didn't even see that. I've watched this video 100 times on my own after I first made it because I'm proud of this. I know
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
my first attempt, but I'm super proud of it. Now this shot here, I think is just so cool. Got like, oh, I mean, I guess you kind of have Kirshi doing some stuff, and there's Hirohei and Rima. I like how Nux is in the background here, just kind of standing around, being like, "Yep, it's a battle." I wished it would have kind of gave anytime I tried to like generate a battle scene like this, they would always just have him standing around. I live 10 minutes away from American Fork. The AF cops have been corrupt for a while. They once hit my wife's car and pressured her into saying it was her fault. Oof. Oof. That's
oh,
terrible. I ran out of fingers,
ouch.
toes, and appendages counting the number of people we've known in that category.
Uh,
I'm hoping that eventually Banana Juju sees this because
oh, she did, and she loved it. Phantom, if you ever comment on this, just to let you know, one of the reasons why I reacted to this was because of Banana Uju and Rev reacting to this.
really want her to see this scene in particular. That just kind of came to me to do. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have Banana Juju just because monkeys are kind of her thing. So I'm like,
Yeah.
she's gonna summon monkeys.
Yeah, her Banana Bros. Those
One thing
AKA
I thought was
everyone in
funny,
her
and I
community.
didn't notice it until maybe after a while. Even the monkeys are in the background on this kind of like epic shot. Look at Nux
It
back there,
works.
looking all cool and everything. Cool guy over here. And of course, again, as I said earlier, I put myself in as kind of a more representative of the fans. Like that's kind of what because I'm a fan too, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of like all of us in a way are standing on the side watching this victory happen. And of course, it's kind of one. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts in the video. I know Penny pointed something out that I'm going to keep in mind. Next time I do one of these, because you know how YouTube does these mandatory end screens? I didn't actually even realize you could hide it until I watched her reaction. Next time I'm going to add a little bit of space at the end of the video, so you can see all the animation, and then the end scene can come up later on. I think that's what I'm gonna do next time. But overall, that's kind of like what my thought process was. Um, Kind of to answer anyone's questions on who's who and what my thought process was on this video. I am extremely happy you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed making it. And I guess, it started off as a fun little joke on the Discord. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep doing these, but now I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep doing these. Um, I'm not going to do it all the time. I do like to, I still like to like talk about, what's going on in the video game industry, current topics going on. I like to still stream my games and stuff. But yeah, ultimately, I will do more of these for sure.
Yeah. I hope he does. Anyway, that does it for today's video. Oh, what'd you guys think? I think it was definitely worth checking out. Oh, for sure. Plus, in a way, Phantom did pull off the Nick Fury vibe. Going on despite him looking like a nerdy guy in a trench coat. Anyways, that's it for me. If you liked today's video, please leave a like, drop a comment down below. Also, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. Or when I go live. You can find me on social media. I'll leave all my links along with the original video in the description below. Until next time, see you guys later.